everybody. Cal Banyan here. Cal Banyan's Hypnosis, etc. on calbanyan.com. If you're watching this anywhere except calbanyan.com, you want to go there right now, because right below this video, right down there, underneath the video is what? Additional text, information, links, graphics that just substantiate everything that we're saying and make these little videos a lot more interesting. And by the way, if you're not already a member of this website, a VIP member, a very important person, you want to do so. It's very easy. Two good reasons. One, once you do that, you get a link that takes you to a page that has every single podcast we've ever done by title. And so you could just search down there, see what you want to see. Like, for example, if you wanted to learn about children, you could just look down there and see about doing hypnosis with children. Or you want to learn about age regression, just look down that list, click on that, and boom, you go right to the podcast that teaches you about that. And number two, well, of course, as you learned from last video, we're giving out cups or mugs to our members of calbanyan.com VIP membership, and also you want to be members of our page on Facebook. That is facebook.com/hypnosis etc, standing for hypnosis, etc. So not only will you get the inside scoop of what's happening, because we will write messages there and let you know what's coming up, or we ask you for input and just be part of the conversation of hypnosis, etc. We're also giving out cups, and after, in probably a few minutes, we're going to announce who our latest winner is. All right, let me introduce you to, I had to get that out there before I forgot. Now let me introduce you to our co-host. It is Celeste Hackett. She's back. Where is she right now? She's in Plano, Texas. I'm out here in Plano, California. Orange County, California. And so it's kind of interesting. She's over there in Plano. She's getting recorded. Then her husband, Christopher, uploads it to our computer here in Tustin, California, and then our IT guy, Jim, he puts them together into videos that make sense. And that's what you're watching. It's quite interesting stuff. Celeste Hackett is a full-time hypnotist in Plano, Texas. She is an award-winning hypnotist, and she's recently been nominated by me to become a writer for the Journal of Hypnotism. And so, gosh, I hope that works out. I think it is. I think it's in the works. That's going to be really good. The awards she's won more than I have here, but she's become the Hypno 1%ers Award from the Banyan Hypnosis Center, and Member of the Year Award by the National Guild of Hypnotists. And also, she's one of the most supportive, helpful, generous, and all-around loving hypnotists I know, because that's the only kind of people I put on my podcast. How you doing, Celeste?
Hey, Cal. Thanks so much for the wonderful introduction. You're always so kind. And I want to tell you a little bit about Cal Banyan. Cal Banyan is a leader in the profession from the word go. It's really hard to talk about him in just a few words. He's revolutionized hypnosis, the way it's practiced, with a systematic, super successful approach to hypnosis called 5-Path. He created it. It's his. He's developed it. He's also developed 7th Path. And so many hypnotists are learning how to do 5-Path and 7th Path and using it with their clients. And so many of us just love it so much because we're getting just incredible results that are consistent across the board. And he's also an author of many books and training materials that every hypnotist should have on their bookshelf. All kinds of good things that you want to learn come from Cal Banyan, and he's all over the internet. And a little bit about his background: he was a psychotherapist. He left that to do hypnosis full time because he just loves it. He does these podcasts. He's just all over the place, and he's really supportive of people who want to learn hypnosis and do it well and do it right. And I'm really, really proud to be associated with him. Thanks, Cal, for having me on the podcast today.
Hey, I'm just honored to have you here. I want you guys to know, Celeste and Meredith and Elron, when he was with us, they do this out of the goodness of their heart. They don't get anything out of it. They do it for you, and they do it for me. So I really appreciate it very much. And hey, it's really cool because I'm looking at a list of names here, and I see that Meredith Locker and Celeste Hackett are both contributing to the book that's coming out. It's still in the writing phase, but it will be out. It'll be out on Kindle first, and you can read Kindle books on a Kindle, an iPad, or a regular computer. You can do it on your phone, your iPhone, whatever. So it's going to be called something like, this is our working title, Real Money, Real Hypnosis Success. 7 successful hypnosis professionals tell you how they built their businesses. So, boom, I think that's going to be great. How do you feel about that, Celeste?
I think it's going to be a bestseller. It's going to be so fun to write my chapter. Actually, I've already started writing it. And I can't wait to read what the other hypnotists write. It's going to be a very good book. It's a book that I think is timely for hypnotists, and I'm ready to see it out there.
Anthony Green, and there's also Lainey Coulter. These are 2 of the potential writers we have for this. Lainey has already sent in her first draft, and I've made a few comments. She's making a few little changes, and then boom, we'll have the first chapter ready to throw into the book. So she got to be first because she did not know that we extended the deadline a little bit on getting that in. So boom, she got it in there. She's very dedicated, and just another full-time hypnotist out there wanting to share how they did it. All right, drum roll. I have the name of our next mug, Hypno Mug winner, and that is, Hypno Mug winner, that is Kevin Smullin, Smullin. Kevin Smullin.
Yay!
Yay!
Go, Kevin! Woohoo!
Now, I don't have your address. We just had your name, kind of draw your name out of a hat kind of thing. You were either a VIP member or you are a member of our fan page on facebook.com/hypnosisetc. So what you got to do is on this website, calbanyan.com, go up to the top, there's a contact us tab or link, and what you do is you click on that, and then you fill out the form there and just say, hey, I am Kevin Smullin, and gosh, it was wonderful hearing my name called on calbanyan.com, hypnosis, etc. with Celeste Hackett, and here's my address. Boom, that easy, and we'll get it out to you, even if you live in Cucamonga.
You want your mug? Well, you got to be a VIP member of calbanyan.com to get your name in the hat, or to like us on facebook.com/hypnosis, etc.
Ooh, baby. All right, so now back on our topic. What kind of education are you going to give them today?
We're talking about setting up a home practice, because a lot of people want to get started without putting a lot of money. I think that's very practical, not putting a lot of money in your business right away, you know. And when I got started as a hypnotist in 2006, well, I actually was a hypnotist in 2002, but it didn't go anywhere because I didn't have the greatest, well, not training that really worked for me, let me put it that way. I had good training, but just wasn't the right training for me at the time. Just didn't resonate with me fully enough for me to make a business with it. And so when I got my training with Cal Banyan, I thought, this is the way I want to do hypnosis. I'm ready to practice, but I don't have a lot of money to, you know, open a business outside of my home, have a storefront or a place or an office outside of my home. Luckily, I had a little room in my apartment, and that's where I started doing hypnosis sessions.
You know, you have to have a little room in your life for hypnosis.
You do indeed.
That's all you need. You just need a little room in your life for hypnosis and the determination to implement and have some good stuff to implement, and you're on your way.
That's right. And so last week we were talking about, you know, what kind of things best work for a home office, and we talked about being in a good location and, if possible, you know, easy to get to, safe lighting, safe outdoor area, you know, sidewalks have to be clear, that kind of stuff. Things that seem obvious, but sometimes when it's our home, we kind of overlook things because we see them every day. So you want to look at your home or your apartment with fresh eyes and try to repair anything that might not be a good drive up, you know, or not look good when your clients drive up. and also anything that might keep them from being safe, such as lighting or debris on the sidewalk or anything like that. So we covered that. We covered, about all the way up to the front door, basically. So now the client knocks, you open the door, you let them in. What has to happen on the inside in terms of having your office set up right when you're at home? One of the first things your clients are going to be hit with is fragrance, all right? You don't want to put out a lot of overpowering sweet smells to cover up your household smells, because they don't like that any more than they like bad smells such as from pets or from garbage that needs to be emptied or from breakfast or lunch. So that's the first thing, though. Air out your environment, open the windows, get an air purifier. I like an air purifier called Fresh Air by EcoQuest. It's pretty expensive, but it gets rid of just about every imaginable smell except for cat smell. It doesn't 100% get rid of that smell. That's a very strong smell. But that's the first thing. You want to have it smelling okay.
Now, as you talk about, let me interrupt here. So now another thing you can do, if you have like 6 or 8 dogs, like Celeste has, you can just wash them with fragrant shampoo, and then they run through the house, and your house smells better.
Okay. I don't have 6 or 8 dogs. I only have 3.
Oh, well, 3 dogs, 6 or 7 dogs, all the same thing. There's a lot of dogs.
There's a lot of dogs, but don't you have cats?
Yes, I do.
Yes, well, we have 1 cat. Let me tell you, that 1 cat smells up our house more than my 3 dogs, Mr. Man.
Oh man, you ever give your cat a bath?
Well, it's not my cat, it's my sister's cat. She's living with us for a little while right now. He's 17, he's got problems. We're doing all kinds of stuff to keep that smell down.
I had a friend that had a cat, and she used to give it baths, but she got tired of it because she'd get hair all over her tongue.
Really? Oh, Cal, I didn't even catch that. Back to the good stuff here. Back to work, Cal. Okay. I will. Okay, so back to this. And just ignore him. He's crazy sometimes. All right, so you want to have a waiting area somewhere outside of the room where you do hypnosis, because sometimes people are going to be brought to you by their mother or husband or wife, and they're going to need a place to sit and wait. So you want to have a little chair or settee or something for them. You got to have that. And in that area, if you like, water is good, a cooler. Some people put coffee. I'm kind of cheap, plus it's one more thing to keep up with, so I don't have any of that. Some people also do like to have reading materials. I also don't have any reading materials. They just have to sit there and entertain themselves. Most people have smartphones anyway. Sometimes I'll say to them, there's a coffee shop around the corner. If you like, I'll call you. And that's really what they do most of the time. And I get their cell phone number. I'll call you when we're done. So that's a way to deal with the extra members who often want to hang around, which isn't really a problem. If they want to, they can. But you do have to have a place for them. Also, you need an admin area. You need an area where you can return calls, you can set up appointments, you can do if you do online banking or any of that kind of stuff, saving receipts for your business and so on. Most people already have that in their home. If you don't, it's about time you get it, because you're going to have to do the business affairs part. And so in that area, you're going to need a desk, of course, and a chair, and probably a personal computer, filing cabinet for files for your clients. Make that lockable, because that's personal information in there. And if you have it near that waiting area, people could actually get in there if indeed you had somebody who wanted to. You need a receipt collector. I have a receipt collector, and they're pretty easy to come up with. I use a cardboard box. Just start putting your receipts in there and collecting them. You got to have some way to keep track of what you're spending, you see, for tax purposes. And let's see, a phone, of course, to answer the phone. Separate fax line is good. Copier, sometimes you'll need that. Client calendar. I have one here too. I believe I brought it in here for you to look at. I used to use this this weekly planner thing, and I'd write in pencil, and then I'd erase people's names if they canceled or they wanted to move their appointment and so on. Did that for a long time, and then a couple of years ago, maybe about a year ago actually, Maureen said, why don't you just use the Google online calendar? And I thought, oh, I can't do that. That's too electronic, too technical for me. But I started using it in total fear, and now I love it, and I would never give it up. So that's something to keep in mind. You got to have some kind of way to schedule your clients. Of course, you're going to need office supplies, and you need to take, I would take credit cards. Try to do that. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that in a minute. You want to somehow have a system for tracking who paid, when they paid, how much they paid, with what method they paid, and did you put money aside for taxes? Because you got to pay taxes on this stuff. And you also need a bank account. So these are the kinds of things you need. This is you also need some sort of a phone log system. When clients come in, I have this little system here. It's just a piece of paper. All my things are very simple. I have their name, who referred them, phone number, email address, their doctor or therapist name, the issue they're coming in for, the price, the credit card number goes there, the expiration date, and then any additional notes go right here. And I keep that with my phone log, and I put a couple of fake names right here so you can see them. And then when somebody calls in, I just get their, a lot of times I can't answer my phone, so they get my recording, but I check my recording. And I'll write down the name of the person who called, what the issue is, SM stands for stop smoking here, and then their phone number, and then a little square right there that I would check off when I call them back. If I call them back and I don't reach them, I write LM, that means I left a message. And if they say they're gonna think about it, they'll call me back, I put WCB, they'll call me back, we'll call back. There are better systems than these. These are very rudimentary, but they work for me. And so you've got to have some system for that kind of stuff. Now let's talk about taking credit cards, because I think that's super important. And every time I talk about taking credit cards and I say, you should take credit cards, people always want to know, well, what credit card company should I go to, and how do I do that, and all this kind of stuff. Well, I did a little looking around for you. And I called Bank of America, and you can call your bank and ask them to set up a merchant account for you, or you can do an online Google. I don't know if there are some disreputable ones online. There probably are, but I called Bank of America, and they had a virtual terminal. That's a thing where you download the software to the computer that they give you. They don't give you the computer; they give you the software. You download it to your computer. And then you enter the customer's information into that program. And then the information is processed, and it takes 1 business day to get the money into your account. From Bank of America, it's a $99 setup fee, it's $16 per month, and the rate depends upon your volume of how many clients or how much money you make. So it's 1.95% to, or up to 2.5% per see, that's what it is in general, depending on, they'll take 1.95 up to 2.5% of the money based on your volume. And then they also will charge you 20 cents per transaction if you use that virtual terminal thing. Then they had mobile pay, which is a card swiping system that you can use with your smartphone, and a lot of people love this. It's $9.99 per month, $19 to set it up, and it's 1.85%, I think, per transaction. Now, a lot of these banks are now are charging you for renting the terminal, or leasing it. So that can make it go up. So watch out for that. And some of them will make you sign a contract now. Some of them will want you to sign a contract up to 4 years. But the guy that I use, his name is Brian Berry, and he's with Merit Card. And he has a system called Dial Pay. And all you do is you follow prompts. You call an 800 number and you follow prompts, and you punch in your business code number and your client's credit card number and expiration date and some other information. And then the funding is the next day. And there's no contract, and it's next day funding, and there's no lease on the equipment, and there's no yearly fee. And all it is $9.99 a month, $9.95 per month, $9.95. And then the transaction fee is 1.5% for Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. So I thought he was pretty good. And if you want, can I give out his number or not, Cal?
As long as you've got his information, his permission.
I do. I have his permission. Yeah, it's 303-772-0364. Just tell him you're a hypnotist, because he, that way he's not going to charge you the money down or whatever they call that. I think it's a setup fee, and that'll be a lot cheaper for you. But he's one of the best deals I've found so far. And if you know of a better deal, please tell me, because I'm always looking to get a better deal on my merchant services, and they're all fighting to give you the best deal all the time. So who knows, maybe we can get it for $5 a month one day. But anyway, so you want to definitely take business cards, or rather take credit cards. Take business cards too, but take credit cards, because you'll get funded the very next day, and it's a lot easier. And people are used to paying with credit cards, and they know that if that they can pay themselves, they can pay it off later. So a lot of times that's why you're more likely to get a sale if you take credit cards. In your hypnosis room, the room where you're going to do the work, somewhere near the hypnosis room, you do need to have a bathroom for your client.
Okay, before you go on to bathroom,
Yeah.
once in a while you gotta say, Cal, you got anything to add to that?
Cal, you got anything to add to that?
Hey,
The cat stuff.
okay, I just wanted to say that one thing, we've got like over 300 videos, podcasts out there out on the internet. And one thing we got to remember is that some of those were done years ago, and people are still watching them. So when we mention, hey, contact so and so, you want to do that right away. And if you're watching a video like this, and you look at when it was published, if it's 3 years ago, and you call someone that's recommended and they say they don't offer that anymore, you got to be reasonable. On the other hand, if we do say, hey, there's a special, or call this guy, he's going to be able to waive your fees and stuff, act right now, don't wait. Because even though these podcasts, who knows, people might be watching these videos 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 110 years from now. And so, of course, some aspects of what we're talking about becomes dated. But when we talk about hypnosis, hypnosis is evergreen. That means when we talk about actual hypnosis techniques, those things are always going to be true. All right, back to you and your bathroom.
I'm glad you said that. I don't think you've ever said that before, but we have like 300 episodes on here.
That's right. And people don't, we can track information about the website, and people are watching all those videos all the time, all around the world. So they're watching, your very first video with us, and Meredith's first video, and so on, that could be years old. The hypnosis information will always be good and true information, because it's really about something that is evergreen, always fresh. But we do talk about some business stuff, and that does get modified over time.
And that reminds me of hypnosis.org, your website. The e-zine, I've been writing articles there since, I guess, 2007, and I don't think those have dates on them either. And when you read the articles, because I have a series called The Frugal But Professional Practice, which you might, if you like this podcast, you'll probably really like that series. And I would recommend that you read those. But when you read those, you have to realize that was written because I give actually the money that I made and everything. And if you don't know sometimes you read them and you think, gosh, she's making this much money, but now I make way more than that. Or I was doing it this way. Well, now I'm doing things differently, So even when you read the articles on hypnosis.org and even some other articles on other websites, you have to keep that in mind, because we don't always date them, do we, Cal?
That's right.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so now that we're up to the hypnosis room, you want to, in your hypnosis, office where you're going to be hypnotizing clients, you got to have some place to put the client to work with them. Most hypnotists use a recliner. Oh, well, the bathroom has to be clean, has to be close. Put some soap in there. That's good. Clean hand towels. I actually usually do put baby oil on the countertop. You know why I do that, Cal?
Gosh, I have no idea.
Because the women cry sometimes in the chair and their makeup smears. And baby oil is really good for getting off makeup. They appreciate that, Cal. And it's also hand sanitizer I put in there.
Wait, you make your clients cry?
I don't make them cry. They just cry. They cry sometimes. And I tell them, doesn't it feel good to let it out? And they usually nod while they're crying. But anyway, yeah, I recommend the bathroom is clean. And also the bathroom is an ideal place to put a little sign that says we accept referrals and other little waking suggestions in there that we're always taking new clients and stuff like that. Like when they're sitting on the toilet, this is getting kind of personal, I guess, but right across from the toilet on the wall, I have these little things like that. That helps, believe it or not.
Do you remember in the Minnesota office, back in Minnesota, that we had that kind of stuff going on in the bathroom? People thought that was funny, but I believe it works.
It does work.
Hey, how are we doing on time?
Well, I'm almost done. So I think I should be ending now, but can I have one more minute to really finish this up, and then we'll be done with the series?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Hypnosis room. You need a recliner, okay, or someplace for your clients to relax while you do the hypnosis. You want to put up your certificates because that makes you look professional and helps them to think, oh, she's trained. She has some education. Bookcase because you're going to have script books and stuff like that. A TV or a computer, a place for them to view a video, I recommend, and I know Cal definitely does too, to put your pre-talk on video or audio or something so that you don't have to keep giving it every time live, because that's usually a good 15 to 20 minutes. And it gets tiring when you can just have it recorded. You need a hypnosis, a chair for the hypnotist, good enough lighting so if you need to read something you can see to read, and a place to place your notes. Some hypnotists like using music, so you need a CD player. I don't use music in my sessions. And then you need some sort of storage area for all the mini training materials you'll be buying from CalBanyan.com, because you definitely want all Cal's training materials so you can get really, really good at this. And I guess that's just about it, Cal. That's about it. I think I'm pretty much ready to wrap up this series on setting up a home practice. Make sure you tune in for the next podcast, though, because we're going to have a very, very good question. Where is it? Oh, Cal. I'm not even going to give it away because it's so interesting. I want to save it for the next. Besides, it would be a little wordy to try to. Okay, all right. Should I do it?
That sounds cool and intriguing. I got an intriguing question. Hey, did you know, for those people who are watching this video podcast on the day that it's coming out, do you know what day it is?
December, I don't know, what?
Christmas!
That's right!
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you, Celeste.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, one and all.
There you go. To all of our hypno friends and the worldwide, everything. All right. Are you done?
Well, I would like to say, if you don't mind, because I didn't do a very good job of it last time, that I do have a class coming up on April the 8th through the 19th. And you can learn more about this by going to Dallas Hypnosis Career Training. Also, you can visit my website where I do session work, familyfirsthypnosis.com.
That just goes to show that we're all learning and we're all getting better all the time. So, also, go to this website, calbanyan.com, and over on that side right there, I got links to our training information. I also have a navigation bar over there that has training. And at the time that this is coming out, Christmas 2012, I have a class coming up January 21st, April 22nd, July 15th, and those are all the NGH approved Banyan Hypnosis Certification Super Courses. It's a 10-day course where you get 5-path, 7-path plus the basics. And then also in October, what do we have? The Week of Power for all those folks out there that are already certified, and it's a 7-day course, and you get 5-path and 7-path. That's it. Cal Banyan with his Hypno Bell, signing off.
This recording is the property of Cal Banyan and the Banyan Hypnosis Center for Training and Services, Incorporated. All rights reserved, for private use only, may not be duplicated without permission. For contact information, go to www.hypnosiscenter.com.